Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today we're going over the new guy in our alliance. We like to pick on the new people and bump them to the top of the Defense Up list when they come into our alliance. Get them straightened out. This is Nick, his defense. He just came to us, and we have had a lot of problems on stream today, and I have not had a chance to look over his defense at all. We're doing this totally on the fly. So we'll see how good it is. I grade on 5 different things. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. If you want to skip ahead to a specific team, you'll see their link in the description. You can just drag that slider till it appears up here in the window. And so you can skip ahead. Let's jump into this one. Team number 1. Ooh, this is terrible. This is horrible. This is horrible. Okay, so we have gotten rid of the Asgardians because of Hela and Greg, specifically Greg. And so putting Silver Surfer on this team is an absolute waste. Absolute waste, because this team is going to die because of symbiotes or Axemen or even X Factor if somebody just wants to mess around. But you have just completely wasted your Silver Surfer by putting him on this team. Instead, what you should have done is put Thor on this team, got rid of Hela, and then replaced Hela with Silver Surfer. If you wanted to do a Silver Surfer Asgardians team, honestly, don't. Get rid of this entire team. Use Hela on the Supernatural, the Hela Natural team, to go after the Wave 1 Avengers, which are making a bit of a comeback now that there's an extra 10% boost to all the teams. So you're going to need a big Supernatural, Hela Natural team for that. You're going to need Silver Surfer for cleanup on H for H or other places. He's really good. You can also put him on hybrid defenses and stuff like that. This is a horrible, horrible waste of resources. I'm sorry. Without even going over the ISOs, I got to give you the F for this, because this team's dead, and Silver Surfer is a very powerful character, one of the best in the game, and he's completely being used up here. If you're going to run the full Asgardians, which again I don't recommend, you want to go Striker on Hela with Skirmisher on Loki, and then Thor is going to be a Raider or a Striker here, and then you've got Raider and Fortifier. You don't need Fortifier on Sif, she's strong enough. You want to go with Raider or Skirmisher on her. But again, you don't want to be using Asgardians anymore. They're just all messed up. That's really bad. That's really bad. Okay, what to do about this? I don't even know where to start, man. Because you got the wrong ISO here. Healer, he doesn't do any healing, and he's got a small health bar. Skirmisher on here, she should at least be a Raider. This blue ISO, I don't know what's going on. Why are you using Hela as a Skirmisher? There must be some sort of a raid team or some sort of function where you need her to plant a vulnerable, but that seems like a terrible investment right there. I'm not liking that at all. Striker on Surfer is correct for other places. Again, like we said, you don't need Fortifier on Sif. Fortifier is kind of a dead ISO. Yeah, solid F on this team. I'm sorry, Nick, that looks real bad. Let's look at team number 2. Team number 2 is the Secret Avengers with a little bit of the New Warriors mixed in. Okay, definitely want to replace Dagger with Kestrel to make this team really pop off, and then you want to take this team off of defense and use it on offense. This team's really easy to beat on defense because of all the summons that these two do. People can bring in symbiotes, Axemen, even X Factor can do some pretty good damage on this, although X Factor can get wiped out also if Kestrel's on the team. But yeah, it's a fairly easy team to beat on defense if you know what you're doing, but this thing wrecks nerds on offense. So take them off of defense, get Kestrel on here, put them on offense. I don't like Dagger as a Raider. I think she should be a Striker, I think is what we're doing with her. Although, you know what? That's the thing. MSF.GG has her as a Striker. And I was looking at her kit and I was thinking, man, Raider for all the crits, right? On that special. So I'm not going to dock you for that. I think Raider could and maybe even should be her ISO. But for some reason, the majority of the player base has her as a Striker. I think it's just for that AoE damage lift. Kind of like why people put Striker on Thor. It's just the massive damage on a bunch of people. Striker, Skirmisher on these two is correct. Healer, that works also. You can also run him as a Raider. He has some turn meter rewind, or maybe it's energy. It's energy. Energy comes out of his basic when he crits, so Raider is a good choice for him. But healer's fine. You've already got him built up. Yeah, take this team off of defense, put it on offense. I think this is just a C. I don't like Dagger here either, by the way. Team number 3, Heroes for Hire. Get Shang-Chi away from Luke Cage. You want Iron Fist, so it should go Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and then who cares? Fortifier here is good. Skirmisher. I think we want Raider on Shang-Chi. We want Skirmisher on Misty Knight, and we want Striker on Calling Wing. You can go Healer or Skirmisher on Iron Fist. A lot of people are switching him over to Skirmisher just to get that extra vulnerable on the field. Seems to really help. And then yeah, so those ISOs are way screwed up. Fixture placement, I'm giving you a C- on that. Those ISOs are way screwed up, man. You're not getting the best value you can out of that. Team number 4, Wave 1 Avengers. This is the standard classic build. I like this as the best build. You should swap places with Hawkeye and Black Widow. She goes under stealth and gives a little bit of chain attack coverage when they bounce off of Captain America. It forces, like, rebounding chains will go back and forth between these two and really kind of rack up those passive bonuses. Wow, you're doing a terrible job on the ISOs, my friend. Thor as a healer, that's terrible. That's terrible, terrible. You want Thor as a Raider or a Striker. Skirmisher, Striker on those two is fine. You want him as a healer and him as a healer. So Captain America does not need Fortifier. He's one of the tankiest tanks in the game with all the deflects and stuff. He's nothing sticking to him. So change that to a healer. After his rework a while back, he got pretty good. So yeah, so adjust the placement. This ISO's terrible. This one's not very good. I'm gonna go with a C+ on this team. Bring up the power level on your Captain America also. That helps a bit. Also, this team with the new 10% bonus coming out of Cargo Bay or whichever one it is really making it hard to stick debuffs to this team. So it doesn't hurt to bring up these guys, make sure they're big and thick so that blind, that stun doesn't stick to anybody. Team number 5 is a Mercs team. Okay, so Lieutenant needs to be adjacent to 2 people because he has adjacent healing properties. When somebody on either side of him is attacked, he gives out some heals. Same thing with your Riot Guard. When somebody on either side of him, they get deflex off of him on every turn. So I would take and swap places with Riot Guard and Taskmaster and swap places with Lieutenant and Bullseye. Yeah, I guess, maybe. I know, this guy's so weak and Lieutenant's so weak. You got to gear these guys up. Get them all up to 60k so that this team can hold its own. This team's folding under the pressure. Honestly, with the work that you need to put into this team, you might consider just not even touching it at this point. Just use it as a filler. Because look, your ISOs, you need to change Taskmaster to a Skirmisher, and you've already got him war ready as a Striker. He can work in other game modes as a Striker because of his basic will steal positive effects. But you have absolutely no one putting out vulnerables on this team, so all these Strikers are going to waste. It's just a slight damage boost. Healer on Lieutenant is okay. Fortifier on Riot Guard is a waste. He doesn't need it. You should make him a healer or a Striker. I prefer Striker, especially when your Taskmaster is a Striker. This guy's garbage. We should trade him out with Korath the Pursuer or Killmonger, or at higher levels go with Ultimus. But don't build this character. Swap him out with something better. This is a D. Man, honestly, with the amount of work and stuff that you need to put into this team, I would just not even touch it. Put your resources where they're going to benefit you elsewhere. Team number 6, Pymtech. Healers on everybody, huh? Healers on everybody is what you do when you don't know what to do. It's not a terrible move. It's kind of just like a safe bet. At least you're getting some value out of it, and it's not detrimental. However, if we want to build this team right, you need to have Skirmisher on Ant-Man, Skirmisher on Yellow Jacket, and Striker on Ghost. 100% you need to change Ghost to a Striker. Even now that you've got her built up to 5, that's terrible that you have to waste that investment, but Ghost is a Striker in every game mode. So change that. And the reason you're putting Skirmisher on these two is because they get called in for a taunt 50% of the time. One of them 50% of the time, the other one, and then Ghost gets to do a triple hit combo, rewinding that turn meter with her basic. Wasp can stay as a healer, but you should probably change her to a raider. She can stay as a healer. I kind of like her as a fortifier at this investment level. Just keep her as a healer. It's not that big a difference from fortifier. Only reason I make her a fortifier is because she is a tank, but she is kind of squishy for a tank, and she needs that extra pick-me-up. But like I tell everybody, the fortifier ISO is a dead ISO. It's not worth really investing in. Team number 7. Did I give this a grade? Team number 6? I mean, it's kind of a meh team, and these are meh ISOs, so just a C. I mean, it's not terrible. Change Ant-Man out here to the end, swap places with Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket, by the way. That way, when either one of them is taunting, it's to the outside. But yeah, it's just a C for the team. Again, it's not a team worth investing in. If you're going to build up any character, it's got to be Yellow Jacket. Don't invest in the rest of the team. But if you get those ISOs changed when you go into whatever unlock it is that you need Pymtech for, they'll work better with those ISOs that are prescribed. Team number 7 is a Kree team with Scientist Supreme. Okay. This is garbage, man. It's absolute garbage. You're better off putting in a Kree minion than Scientist Supreme. She's just going to be... I mean, what you've got going on is a revive situation, right? If I went into this, I would just go in with a 400k something with some synergy. Make sure to kill Scientist Supreme twice, because she's going to die, and then Minerva's going to revive her, and then I'll just kill her again. She's not strong enough to stand up to it. And then I would go around killing everybody else, like Captain Marvel, and then I would save Minerva for last, because... Minerva's just going to keep reviving Scientist Supreme, who isn't causing me too many problems. I don't like this build. I don't like Kree at all. I think you can do better with Captain Marvel and Minerva, and I think you're better off just taking Ronan, putting him, Korath on your Mercs. That's a good fit for your Mercs with that 60k. He's going to really help that Merc team out. He'll have to be changed to a striker on that team. But then... just do Ronan and Kree minions as a filler team, and then take Captain Marvel and Minerva and build yourself a good hybrid elsewhere. This is F+. I think it's a waste of resources. I think it's an easy team to beat. Somebody might come in here trying to clean it up with a non-synergized, just a junk team, and punch across on it and might get caught. That's the only way this is going to get you a DV. Otherwise, you can do stuff with this that at least forces them to bring in a good synergized team. Team number 8. Oh my God, Wakandans. Oh my God, get rid of this team. Look here. Here's your other player for the Mercs, right? Here's the other player for the Mercs, or Shuri. You could do the Shuri Merc combo right there with those two. That's going to be a really good build. He'll have to be a striker on that team. You could leave him as a raider if you just want to like switch him over there and get a little bit better out of your Mercs. But these 3 are crap, man. They're benchers for sure. Don't do anything with them. It's a shame that you put this much of an investment in it. I wonder if you got the Wakandans when they first came out and you believed what Scopely had to say about them. But this is a garbage team. Anything beats it. Honest to God, you could punch across with Kree minions and probably beat this. They're really horrible, man. The good news is 2/3 of this team wasn't a wasted investment. You've got the proper ISO on Shuri. I mean, if you're gonna run Wakandans, I guess you've got the proper ISOs on all of them. But man, Wakandans are just such a terrible team. So definitely take Shuri and Killmonger and put him over on your Mercs so that you're getting some investment value, or Korath the Pursuer over on the Mercs and then Shuri on a hybrid build. Maybe you could take Shuri and Minerva and build sort of a tech team or something like that. That would be interesting. This is garbage, man. At least it's decent power. You've got the right ISOs and good placement and stuff for the Wakandans. It's just, man, Wakandans are so easy to beat. So I'm going to give you a C, because you do have to come in here with something with synergy and punch across on it, or with synergy and punch way up on it. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a oof. Ouch. All right, team number 9. Okay, so this is Doc Ock, Sinister 6. What I've been telling everybody to do on this team is take Doc Ock off of the team and run the OG Sinister 6 as a filler. You can get a pretty big, well, you're not going to get too big a number with these guys, but you know, hopefully your fifth, either Electro or Swarm is who you're going to want to build up for this setup, and hopefully you can still get a semi big number going there that'll force them to come in with, like, I don't know, like an equivalent AIM team and take it down. But yeah, get Doc Ock off of here, because what's happening is that these guys are so weak that symbiotes or Axemen or anybody who can get a little turn meter going rips this team apart, and Doc Ock is killed in the process. Even your outrageously overbuilt Doc Ock, I wouldn't even say, it's not overbuilt, he's just maxed. He's a good character to build, so that's good. And you got the right ISO on him and everything. But he ends up getting killed, and it becomes a waste of this character. So again, take him off, start building him into a hybrid team. He's tech, so there you go. You got Shuri, Minerva, and Doc Ock. That's a bunch of healers with defense up, and they're all tech. You could throw in like Ultron and make it a tech villain kind of team. I know Shuri's not villain, but you get what I'm saying. That's something to do there. But yeah, you're just wasting this character right here is what's happening. So make it a filler team and come up with that good hybrid tech or tech villain team. As for this, let's see, Raider goes on Vulture, Raider or Striker goes on him. You could also do Skirmisher to help on his turn. He removes a positive effect, or maybe he makes, oh, that's right, he puts defense down on his turn. So you could go like a level 5 Skirmisher if you're crazy about the character, but it's a waste for this tune. He's kind of garbage. Shocker, yeah, Striker's fine. You could also go, you could also do Raider. And then Rhino's a Raider. So, yeah, that's a tough bet. But get Doc Ock off, build that tech team that we seem to be putting on here. And finally, team number 10, here's where your Ultron is. This is where your Doom will go. It's a marauders. I don't know why you have Red Guardian in here. Strife is far superior on this build than Red Guardian is. I think it's because you want the taunt to go off early, but Strife is going to taunt very early anyways. Is that just to try and get, what is that, to help stop Shadowlands or something? I don't think that would even help. I mean, the taunt would already be there, keeping Emma. Yeah, but the thing is, his power level's so low, he'd just die. If you had a nice Red Guardian to flex on this team, maybe this idea would work. I think you're better off just going to Strife. Yeah, just go Strife. The other thing is, Sabretooth's kind of badass now, so you might consider keeping Mags for an offensive team or another defense and doing just a straight Brotherhood 2.0. When you unlock Doom, you can get like Brotherhood Doom, or you could do an Uncanny Doom with Phoenix if you get her. And then you can run Ultron on that tech team. There's a lot of options here. For you at your level, I think that you could be building more offenses and better defenses by not trying this sort of a hybrid thing. I think just build a Brotherhood 2.0. I think build a straight Marauders team. You could and put Ultron on that tech team that we've been talking about. As for ISOs, make Mags either needs to go to level 5 Skirmisher for the focus boost, or you want to make him a Raider. You have him as a Fortifier because he's so low on points. So I wouldn't invest in Fortifier anymore. I would actually swap him out with Strife and build up the Strife ISOs rather. And then when you do start to develop him for like your Skilletary team or something like that, I think then you want to go with a healer, but you could Maybe keep him as a fortifier. I'm hoping for a fortifier rework, honestly. This right here is, I think it's kind of a sloppy use of what you're doing. I think it's kind of wasteful. We can definitely do better, and we can make more defenses and better offenses for you to use. So I'm going to go with a C-. The only reason this isn't a lower score is because it's actually a tricky team to go into. I mean, you know, they're going to have to hit Red Guardian hard to kill him and then go after Emma. I mean, you could do a Hella Zemo team in here, spread those ability blocks around. But honestly, on our alliance, this number, it ain't stopping anything. Somebody's just going to punch down in this team, slap them away. So, this has been Nick's defensive review. If you like what you saw, then, you know, hit like, subscribe, all the stuff down there below. If you want your team featured on Defense Up, we usually run about 1 or 2 weeks out, so find me on Discord, links in the description, message me, I'll tell you what to do, and we can get you set up on the show. We'll go over your defense. I am now streaming on Twitch 2 days a week, because people are crazy and they're paying me to be here. I don't understand that at all, but that's what happens. So come find us on Twitch. Come, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think it's channel is how we're supposed to call it. See, I'm kind of new at this. Anyway, don't just have a good game. Be good to yourself and others too, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.